Everybody's different, remember? So other psychological tools is breath work, or in the Indian tradition, it's pranayama, exercises to change his levels of motivation. So we would do that. So how do we motivate ourselves? How would we use Satali for that sort of a breath, or do we use like deeper breathing? Do we use gradual breathing? All these different things can help with your level of motivation. And actually also, I would say daily meditation as well in the morning is meditate and visualize what you can see, what's going to happen during the day. Because this is what most people don't do is that, some people actually get up negative, but actually, if you if you get up negative, right, go into meditation, go into self-hypnosis and change that. That's the only way you can change your level of motivation. It's not the only way, but it's one of the best ways of doing it. And it also because you start off the day in a better mood, and then over time you will see things. And actually, the more you do it, you will see things how they actually go positive, and you'll see how they click into place. Very useful. Another thing as well is setting up schedules that help regular activities versus sleep hygiene. So when their activity is what they do, so they don't overpower themselves or over exhaust themselves, is actually to get the balance right and the sleeping pattern. Because the sleeping pattern issue, especially with depression, is that people then believe sleeping in is they're rejecting the world, whereas actually as much as we like to reject the world is what we live in. So we have to, I mean, unless you live in a fantasy world, which for some people that's lovely, but not for the average person. So you can work with that. Now, I'm going to explain about this in a case study, how I worked with someone with this. And I'm just going to go into some recent research. So a 2023 case study in Nature Neuroscience identified a specific neural circuit in the lateral habenula region linked to depression. And this is suggesting new therapeutic targets. So what people have been doing, they think of depression is all very on the surface, but actually there is actually things where actually the brain is then trained, and it can, and this is why it's younger, because it's intrinsically done with the brain has been trained by conditioning to be negative. So the research demonstrated how stress affects this circuit, potentially explaining why some individuals are more susceptible to depression. So stress-related issues can also lead to depression. So if people can't handle stress, then they usually go to depression. If people can handle stress more, because like I said, if people are more proactive, then they can handle that more and would less likely fall into depression. People also with autism as well will also go into depression because they find that the world is so difficult and it can be exhausting trying to understand the world, which to them they see it's very heightened for them or oversensitive. Anyway, so usually these treatments per study have shown effective improvement when combining therapies and multiple methods. Hence why I use multiple methods with my clients, not just using CBT only, not only psychotherapy or life coaching. You use a mixture of methods to get the best results. So the difference is 60 to 70% results from integrated therapy compared to 40 to 50% with one modality treatment. So integrated therapy is really the way forward for any therapist, is to be multiple faceted in that. So I'm going to explain about this case study. So this case study is a client of mine is Lauren, and she's 34, single mother, presented major depressive disorder following a job loss, which was her main income. She'd been in this job for like 6 years, and I'd known her, just as within that work she was doing. And the developed system after this event included erratic insomnia, withdrawal from social activities, and constant negative self-talk. And this was someone who wasn't like this. She was very upbeat. So we had to find out why this was. So this is the stress thing which changed her behavior. So in this field, many will usually recommend 12 weeks or sessions of CBT combined with hypnotherapy. And the client will develop coping strategies and experience significant symptom reductions. Now, how I've done this is with myself, I guided her through this issue with my ARC program, which consisted of 3 2-hour sessions. And so I cut nearly cutting into off 6 weeks of sessions worth of therapy. And this is because I found out with this person,